Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. This is the Manchester United against Norwich preview. Manchester United's next game, and we need a win. We lost the Manchester derby, and it was quite comfortable for City in the last game. It was an embarrassing performance from Manchester United, particularly in that first 45 minutes. Going into this game against Norwich, we need a win, but there's a lot of issues with Manchester United's team. Not only have we got a midfield that has been shot to bits by injury, but we've also got problems in defence as well, as we so clearly saw against Manchester City on in the semi-final midweek. Of course, there may be a little bit of good news for Manchester United and Manchester United fans in terms of that defence, and I'll be giving you that a little bit later on in today's preview. But welcome to the show. I can see Anshesh, Andre, Daryl, who's watching this from Melbourne Airport, bored out of his tree, Caribbean Gaming, positive Man United fan, and Ryan, who's watching all the way from Canada. Thank you to all of you guys for tuning in, whether you're watching us live or you're watching us back after we have been live. Thank you for locking in to AdamMcKola TV. Make sure you're hitting that like button, make sure you're sharing the video, and make sure you're getting your thoughts in the game as well. In this video, I'll be giving you the team news, as we heard from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer earlier on today in his pre-match press conference. I'll be giving you my predicted 11 and of course my score predictions, as well as answering as many of your questions as well. So keep it locked for that. The team news that came out of the press conference is as follows. Timothy Fosu-Mensah and Eric Bailly, we've seen they've been pictured back in training recently. They're going to be back in action tonight for the under-23s. So look, that's too early for them to be involved against Norwich tomorrow in that game in the Premier League. But to see them getting closer to minutes is great. To see them coming out for the under-23s will be great. And hopefully they don't have any reactions to those injuries that they did suffer. But if we can get Timothy Fosu-Mensah, I still haven't given hope up on him. If we can get him back in the squad, if we can get Eric Bailly back in the squad, that'll help strengthen things and provide a little bit of competition in those defensive areas as well. And who knows, maybe Timbo could help out in that defensive midfield position. We've obviously seen there's been issues there. No Scott McTominay. Fred's been playing a lot of games. Andreas Pereira's been filling in there. Matic, there's no Pogba. So hopefully we can get Timbo in there and maybe see some form from him. But we've got to get him back to full fitness. And this is a big step for him and Eric Bailly. But like I said, hopefully no recurrences of those injuries or any other little niggling injuries tonight. Because that's always the danger. When you're coming back from a big injury layoff, you can come in and whatever injury you had that you're coming back from, that might be fine. But you might end up pulling a hamstring or a groin or something. So hopefully they don't have any reactions like that. Maguire could return against Norwich. And this is a strange one because we did hear that he was out for a month or so with, was it a ripped hip muscle or something like that? A teared muscle in the hip. I don't know what it was. But the rumours were he was going to be out for a while now. United fans panicked. I panicked. I was worrying. Now, Maguire's not been in the greatest of form, but nevertheless, he's our best centre-half, and we need him. We really do need him. With Axel Tuanzebe out injured as well, it would have been Lindelof and Jones again. They've both been very shaky. They've both got torn to shreds against City. We need Harry Maguire back. Getting him back in against Norwich. Look, if he's fit, and we don't need to, don't rush him. It's just great to have him back. But if he's fully fit like we're hearing, then bring him back. Because the issue for me has been, and one of the issues has been, we've seen this a number of times with Scott McTominay, Paul Pogba. We've given initial reports on their injuries, initial return dates, and then they've either come back or they've been unable to come back by them dates, and then the date has been prolonged by a month or two extra. Hopefully that's not an issue with our medical department. Hopefully it's not an issue with Ollie just saying the wrong things, which it could be. But, you know, we need to be getting these injuries right and not rushing players back. Harry Maguire's a big man, a big player for us. Regardless of his form or whatever, we need him in there. And yes, it'd be great to have him back for Norwich, but it's just great to have him back. And if there's a little chance that we could rush him and it could be a little bit too soon, don't play him. Put him on the bench. But great to hear he's back. Jesse Lingard's out ill. Now, this is a weird one for me. When you're ill, you normally come back. You're not going to get ill again a few days later. But rumours that, reports that he's ill and he'll miss this game Again, wouldn't be surprised to see him in the squad. Didn't have the best of games against City. Was pretty bad against City. Wasn't the only one, but he got hooked off at half time. Is that anything to do with that? Hopefully not. Regardless of Jesse's form, it's been bad this season. He's a good lad, so hopefully there's no issues there. Ollie also said in regards to Ashley Young, we obviously heard rumours that Ashley Young wouldn't play in the next few United games because he wanted to get that move done and get it sealed to Inter Milan. That would disappoint me if it was true. Obviously, we don't know if it's true or not, so I'm not going to act as if it is true. But if a player, especially Ashley Young, someone that's been here 9-10 years, won the lot apart from the Champions League, you know, fans that go to games love him, whether he's, you know, the player or not. In fact, everyone loves him. It's just he's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? He's a nice guy, and if he's been threatening not to play or demanding a move or he won't play, that would disappoint me, and it's not the way to go out. I remember a club captain leaving during Moyes' time here and going to Inter Milan, and it was really disappointing. Let's hope Ashley Young, if he's going to leave, let him leave, but let's hope he's not under a cloud. You wouldn't want to ruin what you've had here. But he could be going to Inter Milan, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't deny that at all. Said he's going to speak with him. But look, Ashley Young's time at Manchester United is coming to an end. Whether it's this month or in the summer, it's coming to an end. Obviously, if it's in the summer, we get a chance to say goodbye and all that stuff, and that's fine. But if it's now, good luck, so long, and thanks for the memories. Anyway, what do you guys make of all that team news that we've just heard? Timbo and Bailly back in action, but for the 23s tonight. Maguire could return, Lingard's out ill, and Ashley Young is going to be spoken to by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Danny, thank you for joining us in the comments. Hopefully Timbo plays as a CDM tonight, says Bash. We'll surely beat Norwich, won't we, Adam? Says Timothy. Who knows? Achalam Isaac watching from Uganda. How you doing, mate? Thank you for tuning in. Terji says posted with a player arriving earlier, hiding his face in the car. I've not seen that picture, mate, so I can't comment on it at all. We have no wins and only scored 1 goal in 2020. We have to win tomorrow. We've played 3 games, right? Yeah, so it isn't great, is it? It isn't great at all. I have a feeling Ollie sees Timbo as a fullback, says NKB Dude. Well, it'd be difficult for him at fullback, especially with Aaron Wan-Bissaka there. You know, Brandon Williams at left back, Ethan Laird coming through, Diogo Dalot. There's a lot of competition there. Of course, he can play there. I'm not saying he can't. Lingard needs to leave. Not good enough. Not performing good enough, says Michael Jones. I hope we will win, but after the game against City, I'm afraid we'll lose, says Andre. That's the thing with United. You never know which United's going to turn up. We've been so inconsistent, so up and down. We haven't had that, you know, even when we've got results, we haven't had that consistency in performance. And we need to nail it down. Now, it's difficult when you've got injuries, and that's why, look, for all of Ollie's mistakes, I do feel sorry for him a little bit as well, because his midfield shot to bits. We're lacking depth. Now, I have no doubt he would have wanted more players than the ones we got in the summer. I have no doubt he'll want players now, and he'll want more players in the summer. And I'm sure, even though he says he's happy with the squad and that, he's not. He'd be a fool to be happy with the squad. And anyone that believes that is anything more than him just trying to keep, you know, positivity within the camp is a fool. So I do feel for him because the squad's been shot to bits. And if we have Pogba, if we have McTominay fully fit, you know, and we have a fully fit defence, then maybe you can criticise a little bit more if the results aren't coming his way. And the football's as bad as it has been. Now, having said that, every single manager has to try and achieve something with what they have. You have to be proactive as well as reactive, and you have to react to the circumstances that you're in and the players that you have at your disposal. And some things for me that really frustrate me is like what we saw against City. Now, I don't buy into this. Your manager has to be on the sidelines shouting and barking orders at all times. Each manager has their own different style, and that's fine. But it was clear that it wasn't working against Manchester City. And this has happened multiple times throughout this season, where it's clear it's not working. It's clear. It's clear that it wasn't sensible to play out from the back. They were targeting our centre halves. They were allowing them to have possession. We were losing the ball. We were giving it back. We were causing more issues for ourselves. And the negativity and the uncertainty grew throughout the team and grew throughout the stadium. And it built an atmosphere that just made it so easy for City. And there was no reaction from the bench. There was no change in anything. And you have to be able to sit there and say, right, this isn't working. Let me change something right now. Even if it was, right, shit, City have come out. They're looking really good. They're not looking like the team we played at the Etihad. Let's make sure they don't score any more goals for this half or for the next 10, 15 minutes. And there didn't seem to be any of that reactiveness to what was happening. Reactiveness to the situation. Reactiveness to what was, happening in front of them. And you have to do that. You have to react. Your in-game management is as important as your pre-game management and your post-game management. You have to react. That's just one thing for me with Ollie. I love him to bits. I want him to succeed. I have my question marks and my doubts about that. But those are some of the things where I think he can improve on. And like I say, guys, somebody's like, you make excuses for Ollie or I'm not making excuses for him. If he gets sacked, it will be down to himself. I'm not the man that's going to be making that decision. I'll give my opinion whether I think he should be or shouldn't be. At the moment, I feel like get him some players this window. Let's see what happens throughout the rest of the season. If we get to the summer and it's not going to plan and we've not seen further improvement and we're not doing well in the league and the cups and all that, make a decision. But I also feel not only is the manager an issue, what's above him is an issue. And what we are seeing as a result of at the moment, from 2005 onwards, between 2005 and 13, for 8 years we had Sir Alex Ferguson. For 8 years of the Glazer ownership we had Sir Alex Ferguson. So we were lucky to have that genius in charge. He covered up for their ineptness. He covered up for their financial ruin of this club. He covered up for that with his greatness, with his genius. And what we've seen since is a lack of responsibility, a lack of forward thinking, a lack of forward planning, a lack of real action to get things solved at Manchester United, to make sure that we're not only building for the now, we're building for the future. Now, Ollie's clearly got an idea. He's got a plan. He's got a theory. And in theory, Ollie's theory is correct. Whether he's the man to carry that out is another question. And that's why I think, regardless of what happens with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whether he makes it through this season into next season or not, he will make positive moves for the next manager. He will have done positive things for the next manager in terms of getting rid of some players, bringing through some players, giving opportunities to certain players, making certain players feel like they belong at the club, the likes of Martial, Rashford, etc. Like, he would have been, the next manager will benefit from those things. But tactically, in-game management, Ole has to get it right. You can't just get the theory right. You have to get the practical side of things right. You can't just get your man management right. You have to get your transfers right. There's so many different aspects to being a manager. And you have to get all of them right. You have to tick every single box. And at the moment, Ole isn't doing that. He's ticking some boxes. He's ticking some very good boxes. But he's not ticking all of them. And we need to see signs that he will start to do that this season in the next 4 to 5 months. Because I feel like this is almost like an audition for him again. The fact that we're auditioning managers shows you how far Woodward and the Glazers have let this club fall. We shouldn't be in this position. You know what I mean? But that's how it feels at the moment. Sir Alex had a lot of scouts, and where are they? Says Michael Jones. A lot of them are still at the club, to be honest with you. A lot of scouts from Sir Alex Ferguson's reign, Moyes' reign, Van Gaal's, Mourinho's. We've got a whole clusterfuck of scouts there at the moment. Blame Woodward for making the squad so thin with his incompetence in transfers and player contracts, says Jay Krishnan. Totally agree. Totally agree, mate. Jimmy H says Woodward offering contracts to Young, who wants to leave, says it all. Yes, Young has had his critics, but shows the board's incompetence, says Jimmy. Bang on, mate. It was almost like we thought Ashley Young wouldn't be wanted by anyone else, so we could just let him see his contract out and, you know, we'll decide what to do at the end of it. We saw someone else wanted him and we're like, shit, maybe we should give him a contract. Maybe he is all that. Fucking hell, grow a backbone. I don't think actually letting Ashley Young's contract run down is a bad idea at all, but offering him a new contract is fucking inept. And again, it shows there's no forward thinking, there's no planning, there's no, you know, thinking of the future, thinking of the 6-12 months. We did the same with Herrera. We never got it wrapped up to a new deal, and as a result he went out on a free. That was a player that if we were to sell him even, we would have got 40-50 million for him in this market, and we let him out on a free. We could even do with him now, which was frustrating. Sold players we haven't replaced. When you look at the last 3 windows excluding this one, we've signed 6 players. One of them was a third choice goalkeeper from Stoke. One of them was a £15 million winger from Swansea. So deals that shouldn't be difficult to make. One of them was Fred. One of them was Delo, another young player for the future. Wan-Bissaka and Maguire, 2 players that were on our doorstep in the Premier League and we played top dollar for. Where's the forward thinking and the planning in those signings? Delo's probably the only one we would have had to scout extensively. Delo's the only one we would have had to leave these shores to have to scout. Fred as well, actually. It shows you where the issues lie. And in that period, we've let go Fellaini, Herrera, Lukaku, Sanchez. Now, I don't have an issue with those players going. Darmian. I don't have an issue with any of those players going. You've got to replace them. Now, you can say, we replaced Darmian with Brandon Williams. I'd think, alright, that's cool. Or we replaced Darmian with Diogo Dalot. Alright, that's cool. But when we were letting go midfielders, we already needed midfielders. Didn't replace them. We let go Lukaku. After Zlatan's not long just gone and we had all that upheaval up front. Didn't replace him in the squad. Now happy with Martial, Rashford being first choice. But where's the backups? Nothing. And it's just lack of forward thinking, lack of forward planning. Now Ollie's actually someone that is thinking ahead. But like I said, you can have the theory, but you have to put it into practice. You can have all the man management, the planning off the pitch and everything, but you have to be able to put it into action on the pitch and win 3 points on a Saturday. It's that simple. You have to get every single thing right. And Ollie at the moment isn't. Fingers crossed he will do that. I did fingers crossed like the West Side. Wow, madness. Anyway, get some more comments, get some more questions in on here. AdamMcKola TV. It's the preview for Manchester United against Norwich, and I have got my predicted 11 for you right here as well. David De Gea in goal, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Williams, Matic, Fred, Greenwood, Andreas, Rashford and Anthony Martial are in my 11. Yes, you heard it right. David De Gea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Williams, Matic, Fred, Greenwood, Andreas, Rashford and Anthony Martial. Like we heard, Jesse Lingard is out. Daniel James for me shouldn't be starting this game, so I've gone with Mason Greenwood. I feel Daniel James's form has taken a little bit of a dip. Let's give Mason Greenwood an opportunity to play in there a little bit more regularly. That's not to say Mason Greenwood played well against Wolves, but nevertheless, Rashford out there on the left for his 200th game for Manchester United. What a ride it has been for Marcus Rashford as well. Around 60 odd goals too, which is fantastic for him. Is he the man that will eventually break Wayne Rooney's record? Could be. Could be. Anthony Martial up top as well. There's 27 goals between Rashford and Martial. 10 for Martial, 17 for Rashford this season. 27 between them. Can they get that 23 to beat that target, to meet that target of 50 goals between them that I said they will get? Hopefully they can pick up a couple of goals in this game. But the Matic Fred midfield, I thought Matic was better when he came on against Manchester City, and he just kept it simple, which was good to see as well. Now I don't want us to be relying on Nemanja Matic, but it's someone at the moment that looks like he's being able to do those simple things easy. He's not been playing a lot of football, so he's quite fit. And let's give him a game here against Norwich. In the defence, Lindelof and Maguire. Maguire if fit, but like I said, if he isn't fully fit, don't risk him. Don't risk him at all. The opposition's key players for me, Teemu Pukki, and of course Todd Cantwell, who has been linked with a move to Manchester United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Leicester, whole host of clubs he's been linked to. United last time out beat Norwich 3-1 at Carrow Road, which was a good day for Manchester United, and Rashford and Martial linked for that absolutely fantastic goal. It was Cole and York-esque up top from them, and I've gone for a prediction of the same scoreline and 3-1 to Manchester United here this weekend at Old Trafford against Norwich City. Let us know what you guys are thinking in the comments below. Thank you for watching, Michael. Thank you for your comment as well. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for your comment as well. Positive Man United fans, David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Williams. So he's gone with the same back five. Fred and Garner. So he's gone with Garner instead of Matic. Greenwood, Gomez, Rashford, Marshall. Gomez coming in was great to see. Now, if Ollie's up for starting him, I'd put Gomez in there in that Andreas position. But I think Ollie will go with Andreas Pereira. But would love to see Angel Gomez used again. The fact that he came on against City was a good sign. Hopefully that he's going to sign his deal. Hopefully he signs a new deal at Manchester United very, very soon. Vastly talented. He's so good. And what I loved from him that day was he kept his shape really well. He was trying to do things. He was trying to pull out passes that someone like only really Pogba does for us. Not all of them came off, but it was good to see him trying those passes. So would love to see him play and be involved tomorrow. Thank you, Timothy. Yes, you tell him like the video, lads. Andre, nice one for the comment. Shubham says love from India. Thank you very much. Sam, Sean, nice one, guys. Ida from Cork is a worry. Yeah, he looks like a very, very good striker, that lad. He looks very, very good. Obviously, he's done well. What's his name? Adam Ida, is it? Adam Ida. Is his first name Adam, or have I made that up? Yeah, it is Adam. I've just Googled it. Adam Ida, yeah, looks like a talented player. Scored a hat-trick in the FA Cup for them as well. So Teemu Pukki's injured, isn't he? If Ida starts, Pukki must be injured. He was linked with United before. He's been linked with a lot of clubs as that Adam Ida. Very talented player. Scored a lot of goals for Ireland as well. And of course, coming through for Norwich, has scored a lot of goals in the 23s and before. So yeah, Adam Ida, top quality player. Ala Abu Al Fool, thank you very much, brother. Bash Gaming says 3-1 or 3-0 United. Rashford 2 goals. Says Flush G. I hear that Manchester United signed Timo Werner for 35 million medical club. 35 million pounds. No chance. No chance. Glazers out, Ed out, says Sam Clark, and says all of us, I'm sure. Greenwood to score, says Michael Jones. 4-2 United, I think, and I hope, says Rabia in the comments as well. I'm going for a 3-1 United win. I'm feeling a little bit confident about this, and I don't know why. Why am I feeling so confident about this? We haven't played well at all. Someone else mentioned we yet to win a game in the new year as well. Played Arsenal, lost 2-0. Played Wolves, drew 0-0. Played City, lost 3-1. We've only scored 1 goal in 3 games this year so far. It's pretty poor. Can we get 3 goals in this one? Fingers crossed. And hopefully we can keep a clean sheet. But I have gone for Norwich to score in this game. Hopefully then, reverse psychology, I'll be wrong and United will keep a clean sheet. And David De Gea will get a rare clean sheet. Been massively out of form. I know a lot of people would probably suggest that we start Romero, but not for me. Stick with David De Gea. Jeremy Vela, bit of help from Motormate. Hope they are up for it tomorrow because big games coming up fast. Come on, United, says Jeremy Vela. Thank you very much for your super chat, mate. Really do appreciate you. And yeah, thank you for the comment as well. Come on, United. Loads of Reds in Motor, aren't there? I still have never been out there. Hopefully be out there one day soon. Get to one of those fan events or something. Flush G, that's never going to happen, mate. It's never going to happen. I don't believe you, but I'm going to Google Timo Werner right now just to see. Nothing is linked with Chelsea, Liverpool, Chelsea. Nah, it's not happening. He will not be coming to Manchester United. 5 minutes left of this preview, the Norwich preview, as we keep it running. Ty reminds us who's top of the league, but we don't want to know about that. Abu Al Fool with another super chat says, why we all said this team is a top 6 squad. We are 5th and almost all the fans want Ollie out. He is doing great with what we have, says Abu Al Fool. Thank you very much for your super chat again. And I predicted positively 4th, but I expected between 4th, 5th and 6th. So you're right. We all thought this team was top 6 at best. So why are we then panicking when we're 5th in the semi-final of the League Cup, still in the Europa League, still in the FA Cup? Why are we panicking? I hear that. I think the issue a lot of people have is the in-game management stuff. But then, like you say, he's had a lot of injuries as well. A lot of injuries. We expected this squad to get us top 6. So is it any reason why we're not there? But then we thought Chelsea wouldn't be there. And I think there's been a lot of times this season where we should have got the result. We should have got the result and we didn't get the result. And a lot of times when we could have capitalised on teams dropping points elsewhere. And I think that's where the frustration lies. When you expect to beat bottom of the league Watford, to go like 1 point or 2 points from top 4 and you lose, that's frustrating, and that's where a lot of people get the annoyance from. I think if we were performing better in those games, and even if we had lost against City and Spurs in the league this season, I think a lot of people would probably be a little bit happier in the sense that, okay, this squad isn't great. We knew that we weren't going to be amazing, but we've beaten the teams we should be beating, and if we improve our squad, we'll beat those other teams. But it's been the other way around, and that's why the frustration's been able to build, because we've been beating the good teams, and everyone can be like, yeah, well, you're supposed to be up for them, but we haven't been beating the teams we should be. We've dropped points from winning positions in 9 or 10 games this season. That's like 20 plus points. Massive amount. Now, you're not going to win all of those games, but if we just held on in 4 or 5 of those games, we'd be comfortably in the top 4, and that's frustrating. Drop points against Everton, Villa, Sheffield United, Watford, etc. Massively frustrating. So that's where I think the frustration comes from. But thank you for your comment. Like I said, I think it will be 3 points tomorrow. Michael Jones is going with the same prediction of 3-1. Erica is watching all the way from Perth, Australia, and says 2-0 United. Even the in-game management, who does he have on the bench to bring on? Good point, Mohammed. We will win the Europa League Cup and we will be in the Champions League next year, says Andre, with a little bit of positivity. And on that positivity, guys, I am going to get out of here now. So thank you for tuning in. This is my second live of the day, so my voice is going. I did one for Full-Time Devils a little bit earlier today, which you can head over to youtube.com/Full-Time Devils. Make sure you're subscribing to AdamMcKola TV. Make sure you're liking this video, and make sure you're keeping it locked. When I finish fan cams tomorrow at Old Trafford, I'll be live on my walk back to the car, so make sure you're keeping it locked for that. For now though, guys, I have been AdamMcKola. This has been the Man United Norwich preview. I'm going for a United win. Fingers crossed it comes off. And for now, I'm out of here.